All right, everyone. So I wanted to go back to the Sibilla cards just because so many people asked me about them. And I wanted to make a series of videos discussing the various numbers. Now, the Sibilla is a popular deck. It doesn't have a very deep numerology behind it. There is really no point in trying to be very deep about it. However, over the years, I have noticed some consistency throughout the numbers. So, and that might be something that makes it easier for you to memorize the meanings of the cards. So let's start with the aces. The Ace of Hearts is the conversation card. The conversation card is about words, it's about meetings, it's about people together to talk about something, find an agreement about something, open themselves up about something. And it can also represent just a group of people coming together or living together sometimes. The Ace of Clubs, it's the marriage card. It's the marriage card, so it represents two people coming together to form some kind of union. This could be an actual marriage, it could be a business deal, it could be the founding of a company, for instance. Either way, it's people coming together to create something stable and rooted in reality. The Ace of Diamonds, it's the room card. The room card, of course, depicts a room where people come together to discuss things in a more private manner. It's the card of privacy. It is also the card of the bedroom, so where people come together to have fun under the sheets. And finally, we have the Sorrow card, the Ace of Spades, the dreaded suit of spades. And this represents the arrival of bad news. And traditionally, it is also the card of violence, one of the cards connected with violence, with arguments. So when people come together to argue, to be unpleasant to one another, if you will. So if we look at each of the cards, what is the common theme? I would say that the common theme is people coming together to do something. It's interaction. It's interaction or communication even. This is the communication that is verbal and usually neutral or slightly positive, just because it's a suit of hearts. But if it's followed by negative cards, of course, it's negative. And it's also the card of people living together, so having a positive way of dealing with one another, hopefully. In the marriage card, we also have people coming together, but this time to form a union that is solid and legally binding. It could be, again, a marriage, a company, it could be a political party, people together. The room card, again, it's the card of private communication or of nookie time, okay? And of course, it can represent a room or a place. And finally, we have negative interaction, or negative communication, bad news or arguments, violence, okay? If we turn them upside down, we have the conversation card. When it's reversed, of course, it represents arguments, instability in personal relationships, inability to communicate with one another, all this stuff. The marriage card, when it's reversed, so usually it can represent either problems in a marriage, problems in a company, problems in some kind of partnership. This is the card of partnerships. I don't know if I've said it, but this, when it's upright, is the card of partnerships in general. problems when it's reversed, problems with the marriage or partnership or anything that the card represents upright. However, it is also the card of material union. So a union that is less legal when it's upright. When it's reversed, it becomes less a matter of a legal relationship and more of a matter of a material union. So again, this is another card that can represent sex, especially when these two cards are together like this. This is a combination that can represent sexual intercourse. The room, when it's reversed, it represents, so we've seen when it's upright, it's the card of private conversations, private revelations. When it's reversed, usually it represents revelations that are unpleasant somehow to the querent. It can be the revelation of something that is unpleasant to us, or the revelation of something that we would rather remain private. So scandal, something like that. The sorrow card. So when it's reversed, it is actually more positive. So the sorrow is lessened in some way, and it becomes the card of being able to work through a difficult situation by toiling and sweating. And so it can also be the card of toiling and sweating in general. It's the card of hard work. And it also represents something that is repeated. It's a repeated occurrence, okay? All right, so these were the aces of the Sibilla deck, and I'll see you next time with the twos. Bye.